Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, March 4th. You're probably wondering, wait, whoa, the last video I watched was the second. What happened? I missed today. I was sick yesterday. I was actually very, very sick. So I called in sick, and if I'm not driving to work, I can't exactly do one of these videos. So that's the reason why there was no video yesterday. Sorry. People get sick, kind of happens. Ugh, fix the camera there. So, if you haven't watched one of these before, basically what I do is it's the morning drive, so I drive to work. It's a 15 to 20 minute drive, and during that time I read the comments from the video prior. If I run out of comments, I start to ramble about whatever I can possibly think of. So, I just get on the road here, and I will read the first comment. As long as I don't get rear-ended or hit that random guy who's not walking on the sidewalk. Random. Alright. Getting fast enough that all the snow on my car just kind of blows off. Alrighty, there we go. So the first comment for today is from, I don't know, it cut off. Weird. I'm going to assume this is tabletop banter. Hey Quirk, I've got a more serious question for you this time. What is your favorite piece of wargaming related artwork and why? For me, it's a picture of an old High Elf, the Phoenix King, an Arion, and his dragon that resonates with me, even after High Elves have long since died / removed from the game. Okay. Ugh. Try not to rewrite that. Actually, there is a piece of artwork that kind of sits with me. It's the it's like the very, very classic picture of Ultramarines fighting orcs. I have a picture of it. Hang on a second. There you go. It's one of the ones that actually Eternal Crusade uses quite a bit for their, I guess, cover art, even though it's an online game at the moment. It kind of resonates with me because I really like just the artwork of the picture. It looks like it's all a kind of oil painting type look to it, so it doesn't look very, there's no real sharp edges to it, which is kind of nice. And it's different for when you look at like artwork from 40K. But when I went to Montreal, they actually gave me like a poster signed by everybody, and that's kind of like where it sits with me there, is because it's got like the personal aspect to it of this is a gift from them, has a really cool picture to it, and it's the two armies that I actually love to play, which is orcs and ultramarines. So it's kind of where it sits with me. It's just a really, really cool picture. So probably gonna do an open vault today, and when I do, you'll see it in the background. There you go. Let me get on the highway here. Whee! That was a tight turn. Okay. Next question I have is from CJ Phoenix. Morning. As I write, I see that you're at 198 subs. Will we see a celebratory video when you reach 200? I actually had this talk with Chris. Apparently, the milestones on YouTube are when you hit 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 1,000, 5,000, so on and so forth. So I probably won't do anything. I'll have a little mini celebration in my heart when I hit 200 subscribers if I haven't already. But I'm not going to do like another giveaway when I hit 200 subscribers. As excited as I am. I know Thomas got his gift for winning his prize for winning the 100 subscribers contest. And that was really fun to give away, but the thing is, it's kind of out of my pocket, and I can't really afford to just give away stuff every single time I hit another 100 subscriber milestone. Because if this actually starts to do really well, I won't be able to afford to keep up with the subscribers there. So I would love to, but I don't think I can afford to. That's the only reason why. Sorry. I know you guys like free stuff. Who doesn't? Marcelo Despot. Morning, Q. I feel like, good morning, Mr. Bond. Let me show you the gadgets I've got for you today. If you don't know that reference, I'm sorry. I'm a big James Bond fan, so I couldn't figure out what Matt could be. That's why. Oh, okay, you're talking about the animal thing. That's why I didn't mention him. Keeping with your coworkers topic. What attitude, trait, mannerisms, etc. from your coworkers would you like to adapt or emulate? Also, in case of them beating you, you can always... Oh, I can always cock punch them. Yeah, I know. Love this video. Congratulations, mate. Thank you, buddy. There's a lot of traits that like my coworkers have I don't want. Like, Steve has wicked OCD. Like, we'll go for, I missed wing day yesterday. Darn. It's totally off topic, but every Thursday we'll go for wings. And they end up having to line up the tables for us at the restaurant because there's so many of us. Usually we have guests with us and things like that. And the biggest table they have only seats 4. So they have to stick 2 together for us, and we end up getting like anywhere from 2 to 4 tables, I guess, put together to kind of accommodate everybody. Now, the thing that really drives Steve insane is that all the tables have to be perfectly lined up. So as we're eating or as we're sitting there talking and waiting for the food and stuff like that, I'll just start slowly nudging or separating the tables just to make them a little bit uneven, and he just goes absolutely ballistic. He's like, just fix the table. He also needs to eat. When he goes to the restaurant, he has his specific chair. There's a chair in there. They all look the same, but there's like a specific chair that is his, and there's like a notch or a piece of gum under the chair that like he can feel, and that's how he knows it's his. And if he doesn't get his chair, he gets really, really upset and can't like talk to anybody, can't do anything until he finds his chair, which is hilarious in my eyes. So that is a trait I would not want to pick up. If I want to pick up one of his, it would probably be his patience. He can actually sit down and work on something for so long in like complete silence. He usually has Netflix going, so I thought it's not complete silence, but he could do it in complete silence and just work for 8 hours straight, and I think he wouldn't even get it for a bathroom break. Pretty sure he wears diapers, because we'll both be sitting there and I'll be working on something, he'll be working on something. I have to get up like 4 or 5 times because I can't sit still for that long. I need to get up and do something, so I'll get up and I'll look at something else, or I'll get up and grab a book and read that while I walk around, or do something else just for a little bit, because I can't just sit there and not do anything. So from Steve, I would have to say his patience. Taking something from Dave would be just his charisma, because he just can turn that thing on, and it's like, wow, he's just, like I said in the Christmas video, he enters a room, you just feel the energy level go up. He doesn't have to do anything, it's just his like aura of energy. It's contagious. So probably be that one. Matt's, I would just love to be able to retain information the way Matt can. He can sit down, look at something once, and know it for ever, basically. So that's just ridiculous. Trying to think here. If I steal something from Josh, it would just be his ability to look, like his ability to see things and look outside the rules or the guidelines, or just look outside the box and find some sort of a way to make things better, or find some way to break the game. Like, we'll give him, for example, we were playing X-Wing, and he won't net list. He'll just start looking at all the upgrade options he can and start linking them together and finding out which ships will allow him to link this combo together, and suddenly it just gets ridiculous. Like, we were playing Armada and he threw 9 black dice at me, and I was like, okay, I didn't even know you could do that. Like, it's ridiculous. I think that's about it. I can't think of any other like emotions or traits or anything like that from the other guys that I would like to have. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure I got everything there. Yeah. Next up we have Mitchell Sampson. All right. Here's hoping when you read this, you're at 200 subscribers. Question: Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? You have to watch them both. I hate this question, and I love this question at the same time. Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood are 2 different adaptations of the same cartoon. It's actually done the exact same way. What happened was, I'm pretty sure this is what I heard on what I read on Wikipedia, but it's not 100% accurate all the time. Once Full Metal Alchemist got into its final like couple episodes, they ran out of funding and had to basically just, like, slap it all together to come up with a finale. And what ended up happening was it just kind of it bugged a lot of people about the ending, because if you've never watched it, I'm not going to wreck it for you if you have the interest to, but the end was it felt very anticlimactic. Like, everything just kind of fell into place just naturally. Nobody had to do anything. It's just, this is, nature took its course and everybody's okay. And then Brotherhood came out and they basically reworked the ending and added a bit more to the entire show as a whole. and I liked it a lot more because it didn't start going into the whole confusing dimension thing, which again, I'm trying not to spoil anything for people. But what I did notice was that Brotherhood it basically started halfway through where the first one started, and they made a lot of references to the just the original. But in my honest opinion, my favorite is Brotherhood, but I can wholeheartedly say you need to watch both of them, otherwise Brotherhood does not make sense on its own, or at least it's harder to follow on its own. So yeah, I have opinions about animes and stuff. What? So, but that is a very good question, Mitchell. Thank you. Gotta give me something that's gonna bug me for the next 20 minutes. Jacob Arthur, another question here. Well, another question. There's a girl that I like. I'm good friends with them, and I don't want to lose their friendship. What should I do? I am by no means a relationship expert. If you're good friends with them, it kind of comes down to you kind of get the Schindler's cat, or not Schindler's cat, Schrodinger's cat effect, where you aren't sure if pursuing them as more than a friend will cause you to lose the friendship or make them a friend. So right now you kind of have neither option available to you. The only option you have really is to kind of keep them as a friend. Trying to push it more than that will definitely put the friendship in a awkward position if the feeling's not mutual. The best thing you could possibly do is actually, if they are a good friend, is just have that conversation with them and let them know that like your feelings for them have gotten a little bit stronger. If they're not in the same position, then you don't let them know you don't want to lose them as a friend, so you won't kind of act on those feelings if they're not going to reciprocate, and just kind of leave it at that and stay friends. But again, she's gonna feel, or he's gonna feel, I'm not sure which, but hang on, I'm gonna make sure I got that. Okay, it is, you said girl. She's I'm pretty sure you said it, that's why I'm double checking. She's gonna feel very put on the spot if you just come right out and say like, I like you and I want to be more than just friends. That's a pretty easy way, if she's not feeling the same, to just kind of end that friendship right there. But if you have an honest conversation and say, you know, we've been friends for a long time, or we've been friends for however long, and I like you as a friend, but recently I've been having feelings and kind of thinking that I like you as more than a friend, and I wanted to kind of see how you felt about the whole thing and make sure that we're on the same page. It's probably the easiest way to do it. That way you know if she has feelings for you or not, and if she reciprocates those feelings, great, then you can pursue it. If she doesn't, then well, at least everything's out in the open there, but you did it in a friendly manner. You weren't just like going right out and talking to her about it, and that gives you a chance to kind of maintain that friendship. For the next little while, it will probably be a little bit awkward, but if you guys are good enough friends, you'll just power through it and you'll stay as friends. So that's the advice that I can give. That's probably the best advice that I can give. And yeah, sorry, I'm not a relationship expert, but let me know how that goes, because now I'm curious. Right, next up we have me changing lanes without signaling. Okay. Max Leader. That's exactly how I feel about Robotay Girly Man Gilliman model. I wanted to do that model justice, so I commissioned it to Den of Imagination to paint mine, and it looks fantastic. They showcased it about 2 months ago. Sweet. I did get the price quotes from them, and I'm still a little leery because their price quotes also include the cost of the model, and I'm a little bit scared that mine might be a recast, and if that's the case, then I have to basically just paint it up as a showcase model for myself and never use it, because we don't use recasts at Mini Wargaming. So gonna have to figure that one out at some point, but if it's not a recast, I'll probably pursue either them or Awakened Realms, but at this point I'm not entirely sure. Next up we have Ikdok. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Anyway, hey Quirk, I've always liked the Lord of the Thousand Suns and Magnus the Red, with Fenris as the Chaos as a close second. However, when picking up my favorite Primarch model, I went to Conrad Kurz. I was wondering which of your favorite 30k Primarchs, both lore-wise, and Forge World-wise? I answered this question a little while ago about which one I liked. Lore-wise, I really liked, and this is only going off the ones that have been released from Forge World. Lore-wise, I'm a huge, huge fan of Robotei Guilliman, because his model actually, as much of a jerk as he looks like in that pose, because he's just like, I'm a boss, watch me point my sword. And every other model's like standing on debris or like standing on a staircase and they like look like they're mid-fight. He's just like posing. I like his lore because he's the he's not the fighter, he's not the cunning strategist, he's the democrat or bureaucrat, whatever, the one that does the talking. And there was a quote in one of the books, and I forget which one it was, but basically it was comparing him to all of his brothers, and it was like he looks handsome, but not handsome like Sanguinius, but and also not handsome like whomever, and so on and so forth. It kind of went through everybody, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So basically, I don't know, I just like his whole take on everything, where it's just like, I understand this is war, but we have to do it right. Whereas everybody else seems to have this is war, so we're just gonna kill stuff. And I like him lore-wise that way. And his model's really cool. I just like the marble, like, Plymouth that he's standing on. Also, again, sticking with the Forge World models, I really like Mortarion. Even though, like, throughout the entire lore and stuff like that, he was kind of like the guy who's like, I didn't really do much, but I'm really resilient. I like the look of his model. It looks very menacing. And when it's painted up right, it looks just downright evil. And I think that's a really, really cool look to it. Now, if they came up with an Alfarius model, I'd probably like that one even more, just because I love the lore to Alfarius, where it's just like you never really know if it's him, because everyone in his legion pretends they're him. So, got a good chuckle at that. Hey, look, it's Matt. So, that was no bueno. So, but yeah, I'd probably say that's one of my favorites. Those are my two favorites. Anyway, I'm officially in the parking lot, guys, and Matt's right next to me, so I'm going to do these ones really quick so that he doesn't yell at me. I have 1, 2, 3 more left. So, next comment here is from Fallen Hero. Rowboat Girly Man. Yep. Then we have Lane Stanquist. In Request Your War Machine in Hordes, I found while I've been learning to play, I've avoided pushes and throws this far. Is this honestly something really important to the game, or is it something that comes blatantly attacking more effective? I always keep running my fingers across the idea of previously mentioned for tutorial tactical set videos, War Machine and Hordes tactics. Pushes and throws have their place in the game. They're really, really useful when you're playing into the scenario, because it can just definitely change the tide of the game when you can pick up some heavy war beast or light war beast and throw it a good distance away. And people like to use pushes to try and get their guys 1 extra inch closer, because a push doesn't cause damage, right? So you can use that to kind of push your model across the board. You can only benefit from a push once, though, so that's kind of a crappy deal there. Bjorn Leo, have you ever painted a miniature super fine detail halfway through, got bored or frustrated, and sped through the rest? Every single one of my models. I always start off, I'm like, you are going to be the one. You will be the perfect model. And then like halfway through, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I just want you done. Last question here is from Jacob Arthur. I found it funny when I watch a showcase by one of the painting showcases. Their lowest level of painting is better than me trying my hardest. Have you ever had the same realization? Yes. Yes, I have. Every time we get models in their like... Yeah, this was our like medium level. I look at it, I'm like, I couldn't paint this in 1,000 years. This is gorgeous. So yeah, it happens quite a bit. Anyway, guys, that's all the comments that I have for today. As always, this is Friday, so hopefully you guys have yourself an absolutely wonderful weekend. Don't forget to leave a comment below or a question for me to answer on Monday morning for that morning drive. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with all your friends. And don't forget to subscribe so we can hit that 200 subscriber mark. Until then, guys, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Make sure you play fair in your games. And happy wargaming.